welcome to Game 1 between Unfinished Business and Anarchy Purple. What is the...
Yeah, so we've got an exciting matchup. This is in the Demacia division. My name is Randomonium. I got Jelly Roll as going to be my color caster, and it looks like we don't have the pro drafts, but the drafts look pretty even from my perspective. What are your thoughts on the draft?
My thoughts are the blue side has a bit better of the early game in the bot lane. The mid lane matchup is just going to kind of be Galio surviving until he can hit ult. Sejuani, Zac jungle is a classic wait till 6, see if something happens. And then Gnar should have the bully advantage in top lane over Esports.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that Gnar should be able to get a bit of a push priority with his mini form. And then any type of trading that happens, he should be able to sustain it up when he turns Mega. Sejuani does have a little bit of an earlier priority on Zac. She can gank 3. Zac usually wants to wait until at least 4 before he ganks. And I agree that Galio just kind of needs to survive against the Lux. Galio can get some good push prio if he's trading, spell for spell. If he can keep the Lux focusing on using her spells on the minion wave rather than attacking the Galio, then perhaps he can weather the storm. And then bot lane, I do think is the Jinx. Senna have the poke advantage early, but Ashe and Nautilus have a lot of kill pressure if the Zac comes bot lane or once they hit level 6.
Personally, I would rather have the Zac Ashe Nautilus on my team than Sejuani, Jinx, and Senna, because Sejuani has no synergy without a melee champion in that bot lane. I would want to see Sejuani camping mid to get Galio to roam, maybe either to a side lane or to invade Zac's jungle.
Yeah, the other big thing with the Sejuani is Sejuani has a lot of synergy with melee champions, so she's going to have a lot of synergy with that Galio, so she can stack up her passive or Gnar when he goes Mega. So yeah, I think I would prefer to have the Sejuani be looking to mid lane or top, and I'd be looking for the Zac to try and camp bot lane if possible.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The early Drake is probably going to be easier taking on the red side. The Ornn is just going to kind of survive top lane. Gnar shouldn't really be able to bully Ornn out of lane. But we'll see what happens with this matchup.
Yeah. I do think that on the side of the red side, Anarchy Purple, that they actually, like mid-game is where they really start to come online. I do get a bit worried whenever I see a Jinx, that once that Jinx hits 3 or 4 items, it's very hard to stop her. So I do feel like the Lux or the Ashe has to get relatively fed in the mid game on those mid game fights. Otherwise, there's a possibility that Unfinished Business will outscale into the late game.
Yeah, that definitely is a scaling bot lane, but you also have to remember there are 2 ADCs in that bot lane, and peel is going to be a big issue for blue side this game. They have a lot of engage and almost no peel. Galio is almost exclusively going to have to be ulting the back line to keep them alive instead of ulting the front line. Want to do.
Yeah, definitely. But there are a few ways that they can knock. I think the main engage is obviously the Zac. Nautilus can engage, of course, too in the Ornn ultimate. But there are quite a few ways to knock the Zac out of his E. Sejuani Q, Galio E, even like Mega Gnar can actually knock the Galio or knock the Zac out of his E if they time it correctly. I don't have much else. I think we should get into game. You got anything else?
No, that sounds good for now.
All right.
Hasagi!
All right. So I'm curious to see if either team's going to go for an invade. I think level 1.
There's a lot of pings already.
Yeah, it looks like red side is looking for some type of invade.
And we have a fan out start from blue side, pretty standard if you don't want to get invaded.
Level 1 does have a decent amount of CC.
Yeah, I would want to see red have the Nautilus go first and not the Ornn. But they missed the binding and nothing's going to happen of it. Do they get any wards on their way out?
Nope.
Does not look like it.
Yeah, and blue side does see them back out with that ward.
I'm amazed they didn't place any wards.
Yeah, I think that definitely was a mistake. They should have at least gotten ward down on the red buff to try and spot out where the Sejuani was starting.
They could have put one in the Raptor pit. They could have put one in the red buff. They could have put one on top of the red buff. Lots of places you could have put a ward, and they just decided not to.
And blue team
is going to go ahead and back for that sweeper. One of my favorite things to do in the jungle. Get that early ward and get that sweeper early.
Yep, and blue side could have invaded top side and got a ward on the red just to confirm, or the Raptors confirmed that Zach was starting bot side.
Yeah, Galio Gnar is actually pretty safe. Neither one really takes any damage. There's that Lux on the blue buff.
Interesting, though. Yeah, interesting level 1 ward by the Lux coming out.
Alrighty, we're gonna see people go back to standard lanes. Junglers starting on their bot side of the jungle. I'm surprised that Zach didn't try to double leash himself with the ground points at spawn. I like doing that. It speeds up your clear just a little bit.
I like to do it on second clear. I don't like to do it usually on first clear.
That's fair.
Zach usually already gets pretty low on his first clear. He actually skipped the Grump entirely, went straight to Raptor, so he's going to need 4 camps in order to hit level 3. So he's most likely going to do blue, wolves, Raptors into red.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And he will not
almost clear into that ward on the blue buff.
Yeah, and he won't hit level 4 after he clears his Krug, so he'll have to actually go back and reset before he hits level 4.
I think he could have just gone straight to the Krugs and not the red buff, and he might have hit level 3.
That is true. Any 3 camps, if one of them is Gromp or Krug, to get you 3.
I think that would have been a better strategy than getting this this red buff that he's doing. I can tell that he's grabbing the Krugs from over the wall.
Yeah.
With his Q.
Nautilus goes in. They have vision on the Sejuani top side. That's a flash up from the Senna. So that's a 1-for-0 trade on summoner spells in bot lane. And yeah, exactly what you're talking about is that this Nautilus, you know, it's very hard to peel for the 2 squishy bot laners on the side of blue team.
I still think that's a worthwhile trade for blue side because the AD on red is the one that took the damage and the support's the one that took it on blue team.
Oh yeah, that's a great point actually.
And Senna has all that innate healing.
Yep. Morn is a little bit caught out. Sejuani comes in. Level 3 versus level 3 right now. Zach is coming in from the backside. Gnar hops away, but he's on the wrong side of the map. Sejuani's trying to run to get back to her tower. Flashes out, barely survives.
That Conqueror proc.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be much worse since Gnar just snarred out and he wasn't been able to get any kind of healing back.
Yeah, very lucky. I think that blue side anyone on blue side did not go down. Another engage on the Nautilus. That's Ignite going down. That's first blood going over to the Ashe. Great play with the Nautilus. Great hook.
Yeah.
From the bush.
Gnar's getting frozen out a little bit.
Yeah. Gnar's getting frozen out a little bit right now. About a 10 CS lead.
Back in.
Yeah, 10 CS lead in top lane right now.
Gnar kind of needs Sejuani to help shove this into tower so he can recall without TPing back. But now he has to expend his TP to get back into lane.
Yeah, you're in a bad spot if you're the Gnar right now. Because now that the second wave is coming in, you're not going to actually get it under tower.
Missed the cannon. Feels bad.
Engage from the Galio. Sejuani's here. Taunt up on the Lux. Flashes out. Good idea not to go under the tower.
One auto short from a kill.
Yep. Yeah.
Lots of early action, but not a whole lot produced so far.
Another engage onto the Jinx. Jinx is forced to flash out.
And this is a free dive bot for Zach if he wants to come down there.
Yeah, heal also used by the Jinx.
There is no sums bottom except for that Ignite. If Zach tanks first and goes into Bloblitz, Ignite won't do anything.
So right now what I'm seeing is the top lane, the Ornn with good wave management with this freeze is getting a great CS lead, and then bot lane is getting really pressured. The Ashe Nautilus are really putting it to this Jinx to the Senna. There's almost a 15 CS lead in bot lane already.
Yeah, the red side is just looking like the better team right now.
Looks like Sejuani is trying to sneak the Drake. She went over the wall. The Ashe ward did not spot that out, and they do get the early Mountain Drake.
That is very good for the squishy team, getting the early Mountain Drake from the tanky one. So that should help a little bit. Late game for that Jinx Senna, it's not going to do a whole lot right now. But late game, it should, if they buy any kind of defenses, help them just a little bit with the dive. It looks like we're getting the first backs from the junglers. Zac coming back with just the Bomby Cinder. Looks like he's clearing to the bot side. I'd like him to see to try to dive this bot lane as soon as the red team backs.
Meganar goes in, gets the Gnar against the wall. That's his full combo. Ornn's still at about 2/3 health, but he is out of mana, so we can't really trade back.
Yeah, Gnar still hasn't back, so he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Ornn that can just buy items in lane.
Yeah, Ornn has got a lot of health with that double ruby crystal.
I think Ornn could kill Gnar here.
Yeah, Gnar's taking a lot of minion damage right now. He's got to get this wave under tower and then just get out of dodge, basically.
He's roaming up the river right now to kill that Gnar. Oh, he's staying. This doesn't look good.
Yeah, great job by the Ornn, like freezing out this lane. This is a very intelligent play by him. He doesn't want to keep autoing though. That's gonna cause the lane to push.
I think he's just trying to figure out where Gnar went. Gnar should have been recalling this entire time, and he still hasn't started it.
Yeah, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to recall here, because the Drake has already been taken, so you don't need to save your TP. You can always just back TP. And it actually
get back to lane.
Yeah.
That's how much time he wasted. I also don't like seeing the Star take grasp in a matchup he should be bullying.
Zac goes in, not able to land the E, but does land the Q.
Unfortunately, the light binding will miss, and nothing will come of it.
Ash Arrow goes in, Nautilus also goes in on top of that. They got the root onto the Jinx, and that is the dead Jinx. So yeah, as soon as Ash hit level 6, she immediately ult in. They did have the level lead over the Jinx Senna, so great play.
There's still the depth charge available for this Nautilus.
Oh, yep, and then Sejuani's caught out. She's going to try and Q over the wall. Depth charge comes out.
And cast. And the flash from Senna.
Wow, that was a bit odd.
Worried about the pink ward she was standing on, I guess.
I think that was just a fat finger or something.
Potentially. She might not have actually known where Ashe and Nautilus went, or if Lux was closer.
So already we've got almost a 3,000 gold lead at 8 minutes for Anarchy Purple. Not looking good, because the mid game is going to be really scary coming out from Anarchy Purple, and it. Yeah, I think he buffered it with his W. You're unstoppable in the W.
Yeah, I didn't see the W go. That's
ooh, going into the tower. Nautilus gets another kill. Gnar's now back in mini form. Ornn is calling out the ultimate.
And
Zac is there. Also, there's fighting in mid lane. Flash out from the Gnar, jumps over. He's playing this relatively well, but the Zac is here. It's a 2v1.
And Pink Goat missed the Q.
And that's the Gnar going down. But Zac winds up getting the kill. So Ornn does most of the work, but Zac winds up getting the kill. And they're going to wind up pushing out this lane so that the Ornn can get a reset.
They should be getting that arrow that's pretty free right now. That's like what they're going to do. Oh, that is it.
Yep. That's Dead Jinx right there. Stepped over the ward. Ash Arrow comes out.
The Lux laser coming in, trying to KS it again.
I mean, that's standard Lux play, right? Every kill is your kill.
Usually it's from the support, though.
Yeah. Sejuani flashes E, flash Qs. We get the flash out from the Lux. That feels like it's a little bit more of a tilt play. That was a very low.
Imagine having the laser now.
Yeah. That was a low success of it actually working, but they wind up getting the kill from the ult from the Jinx. Ornn's going in, Zac's going in as well, under tower. Galio does have the damage reduction, not able to finish him off. So the damage reduction and the aftershock. Oh, Nautilus traced the kill. Okay, 1-for-1. They do have the Rift Herald.
Up and just didn't sacrifice himself to the kill, so they had to give up their support instead.
Yeah, that's a bit odd. But they do some of the Rift Herald. Maybe that's why they didn't want to. Well, no, because Zac would have still come back. They wind up getting 2 plates. Ornn is back, and she can match the Gnar in top lane.
Unfortunately, all of those plates went onto Zac, it seems. It's not the best place to be putting this. But with your lanes having the leads that they do, I don't really think it matters.
And additionally, it's usually you want to use the Rift Trail to try and get the last couple plates rather than the first couple plates.
Yeah.
Because of the additional armor and magic resist that the towers get. But yeah, they decided to use it to get the guaranteed 2 plates. But it was on the tanks.
Like, if they just dove bottom, there's only 2 plates on that tower. The Rift Herald would have taken that with ease. Dragon's already up as well. That would have been a much better play.
Got some continued trading in the top lane.
Wet Noodles is fighting in top.
Yep, looks like Anarchy Purple is trying to set up for the strike. They have pretty good, decent board coverage. That's the ultimate from the Ornn, and he's going in. Mega Gnar's about to run out, and that's a dead Gnar. That's your tank assassin bruiser coming out.
Yeah. AP, DPS, whatever you want to call him. Ornn's been broken for a long time.
Yep. Scaling pick that also wins lane. Exactly.
I love it.
So Anarchy Purple winds up equalizing the Drake. So 1-1. We're gonna have Cloud Rift. So it'll be Cloud Soul. Which team do you think that favors?
The Cloud Soul? I think it helps the team with the more engaged. I like the red side with the Cloud Soul. More Ash Arrows, more not R's, more
Lux ultimates.
Yeah, more Lux KSing. Yeah, I like it. Of course, they grab minion and bot.
Yeah, if they're able to get a Cloud Soul or multiple Cloud Drakes, that Lux ultimate's going to be on like a 10-second cooldown.
Especially if she executes something, you get a refund then. They are trying to get these splits, but safer option is yes to recall there.
Yeah, got about a minute left.
Side of mid.
Galio's going in, gets the taunt. Sejuani, max range ultimate, barely misses. Galio gets locked up under the tower.
And Zach Kansas.
And Zach
turns the Lux right.
Yep. And that's a double kill for the Zach, so great time. Actually, great job by the Lux stalling long enough for the Zach to rotate up there and turn the fight and make it a 2-for-1.
I think that Lux was just out of range of the Sejal, because that looked like it was going to hit.
Yep.
And gnarring the minion into the wall, he's had enough of this.
Yeah, it looks like on the side of Unfinished Business, it feels like they're trying to force quite a bit. Like, they're already behind. Usually when you're behind, you don't want to try to overforce with these plays. Like, you've got a Jinx that's going to scale well into the late game. All you got to do is try to stop the bleeding and stop losing neutral objectives, stop losing towers.
Yep. They have an infinitely scaling bot lane as far as I'm concerned. Jinx is good as longer the late lane goes on. So is Senna with her souls. Sejuani's always a good tank. Galio's really good into AP carries.
Yeah, the other thing I've noticed is that this Ashe Nautilus lane has been pushing almost non-stop. Oh, Nautilus going under the tower again, kills the Senna again. They've been pushing non-stop. There hasn't been a single Galio ultimate coming down on the side of the blue team.
Galio was looking this time with Sejuani, didn't quite get it though.
Oh, Sejuani goes in. That's a 1v3 basically. Galio ultimate comes in. Lux ultimate also comes in. Galio might wind up having to sacrifice his life. Senna will come down to keep him alive just a little bit longer. And great job by the Nautilus to disengage him and come back in. Ashe ult comes down, force out the flash from the Jinx. Flash for flash. Ashe is chasing. One more auto will do it, and it's a double kill for the Ashe.
I thought that was a bit ambitious flashing the Flame Chompers, but Sejuani didn't feel like sacrificing your life for a hyper carry.
Yeah, it does feel like Anarchy Purple is on like much better communications than Unfinished Business. It feels like when they go for a play, they really go for it. They're on the same page. They're focusing the same target. Unfinished Business seems like they're struggling a little bit when we get into these larger fights. That's a flash. Still winds up getting hit by the Ornn ultimate. Able to get away.
Does put him on the correct side of the wall though, so he can get away.
Yep.
Looks like this mid tower will be going down. Nothing Galio can do about it. But,
yep.
Like the minions after it dies.
So that's 2 towers quickly falling down. Top outer is almost down as well. It's very hard to come back once you have all 3 outer towers go down.
We have a 9.4k gold lead at 16 minutes. This one's looking pretty pretty cut and dry as long as the red side can close the game out.
Yeah, about the only chance I think blue team has right now is they really have to try and funnel gold onto this Jinx as much as possible. Sejuani gets caught out in her jungle. That's no longer your jungle now. That jungle belongs to the red team. Jinx winds up going down to Lux in bot side. Rift Herald is up, and it looks like Anarchy is going to claim that as well. And they can actually use this to crack the mid-inner tower, which would really help them accelerate the game.
Ooh, it's Lux.
Oop. Yep, Lux is getting caught out with the Senna and the Galio. Flashes, still goes down. I feel like that was kind of a waste of Flash. Very unlikely that you're going to get out alive out of that one.
I'm used to seeing ADCs die in the side lane. Thank you, double lift, but this time it's the mid laner. Had a lot of vision, but didn't respect the fact that they could be going down while all 4 of their members were on the top side of the map. Getting that Rift Herald. Could have played that a little bit safer, but with the gold lead you have, you can make a few mistakes and still not actually. Something they'll want to clean up in a closer game.
Yeah, so Cloud Drake is up. I do not think blue team wants to even try to contest this. You just cannot contest it. They're still 3 Drakes away from the soul. You don't have to fight this. Just try and get as much farm on the Jinx as you can. Sejuani is going in. I think they might have popped this Lux out, actually. So they do get a 1 for 0.
That was ambitious, that Lux. Thinking she was a tank, maybe a Maokai or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't really understand why that Lux wanted to go up that way. Just take the Drake. They can't check into you.
It's looking like Blue still wants to fight this.
Yep, they still want to fight it. Sejuani ultimate goes down onto the Nautilus. Nautilus ultimate goes down onto the Senna. Drake is dropping. Or ultimate comes out, misses everybody. Senna ultimate comes out, hits everyone.
The Drake has reset at this. Oh, it hasn't. It's still been aggroed.
Half health.
I figured it would reset. There it's resetting.
So
Did blue team actually fight them off the Drake?
Yeah, it's basically a 4v5 right now until the Lux gets back out onto the map. This Ashe is huge though. Because when he comes in, that's a massive taunt. But
Ashe is down.
Yeah, Ashe is down. 2 for 2 right now. Flash is coming out. Lux has almost arrived. Gnar winds up going down. Ornn and Zac still up as well as the Lux. They should be able to secure this Drake. They did get a good pick on the Ashe, but there's no reason to fight that. You're really far down in gold. You could have just traded for top outer or something, or just get some more farm on the Jinx.
The blue team should be taking what they're given, not trying to force right now.
Yeah.
I got, you know, their AD up in top lane collecting those plates, or not the plates, the tower and the minions. She would have gotten at least a little bit back from what she lost in the beginning phase.
Yeah, I mean, the Ashe has a full item on the Jinx right now.
A full item and a BF sword.
Yeah, and a BF sword. That's basically an item and a half. So yeah, you really cannot fight if you're on the side of unfinished business right now. You just need to try to funnel farm up that Jinx. Yeah,
currently the 80 carry difference is 4,600 to 8,800 gold.
Wow. That's... Yep.
Oh, Gnar steals the Scuttle Crab, though. Start.
Hey. Up, but they might wind up giving up their mid laner in return for this. Galio looks like he's going back in, though. Sejuani's back onto the Ashe. We need to peel back for the Ashe. Lux ultimate comes out on the side. He wants to pick in the Jinx. Senna looks like she's going to go down next. Ashe is still kiting really well. Winds up eventually going down. It's Gnar and Sejuani versus Nautilus and the Ornn. Mega Gnar comes out, but the Lux has arrived. Winds up getting to the root onto Sejuani.
Gnar just
pretty much a wet noodle fight, but I think the Sejuani is going to wind up going down. And they're not done. Zac goes in, winds up hitting with his E, misses with the stretching strikes. Galio taunt is out. Zac uses his ultimate. And his stretching strike, E is off cooldown again. Are they still going to chase for this? Nope. Looks like we're done. So that actually was a relatively, it wasn't a horrible fight for unfinished business, but you're playing with fire right now.
Yeah.
Anarchy Purple just has a massive lead. There's no reason to keep trying to fight these.
They seem to have good enough team fight coordination to play from this far behind, but I still want them to be trading to try to get their Jinx stronger. They just keep leaving Jinx high and dry in every fight. This isn't going to help this Jinx scale at all.
Yeah, I would agree with you that I do think that their team fighting is really good. It seems like they're doing quite well in the team fights. But one of the hardest things for a lot of teams, especially at the lower elos, is realizing that you don't have to handshake into every team fight. You can decide, nope, we're not going to fight this moment. And I know that it's a little bit more boring, but usually it's the right decision. You only want to handshake into a fight if you've got the advantage.
It seems like this Gnar has that mentality where the rest of the team just handshakes into every team fight. Because I've seen Gnar multiple times now just kind of dip out of a fight where he could have died with the team, but instead he survived because he left.
Yeah.
The mentality of the way this team wants to play, this Gnar doesn't exactly fit, but I think this Gnar has the right mentality. They are unfortunately all 5 mid right now, so they're not gaining any more XP. They're not gaining any gold under the carries that they want. Lux is currently pushing out bot lane, getting back some of the gold that she gave up for some of her split pushing decisions earlier in the game.
And they're not giving Jinx the farm. Like, the Jinx can't step up, and everyone else is taking the farm instead of the Jinx. Jinx got none of that farm, I don't think, on that wave.
I don't believe so. I think Sejuani actually got most of it.
Yeah.
The Sejuani's at the point where she just can't be taking farm anymore. She's the tank. She's already able to essentially 1v1 the Ashe.
Yep. Yeah,
doesn't need any more gold.
Yeah, we're seeing Galio went bot lane. He cleared out the wave. Now mid lane's getting pushed in. This Jinx hasn't CS'd for at least a minute right now. So now they're coming back to mid lane.
It's bad.
And Jinx doesn't get any of that farm either. So Jinx is still at 89 CS.
I would say at least the Sen is getting souls, but she went to Fiends first to try to heal that Jinx up. So she doesn't actually do any damage right now. That is ambitious chasing the horn.
Yep, especially with Drake coming up relatively soon. Yeah, Ornn winds up getting away. Stun does come out. He winds up having to burn the flash. Ashe comes down, allowing him to disengage a little bit. They're blowing just about everything to try and get this horn. He's surviving for quite a long time, but winds up eventually going down.
I want him to go straight Baron. Just
yeah,
YOLO Baron. Everyone you know is on the bot side for that Drake. Go get Baron.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great call. They could definitely sweep out this vision, but it looks like Jinx has other ideas, and that's who they really need to actually threaten this Drake. Ooh, we wind up getting the ultimate onto the Ashe. Ashe is running as fast as she can. That's a Nautilus ultimate coming down. Sentiment ultimate and Jinx ultimate go down as well. Nar's going onto the Ashe, but he's under the tower, winds up going down. Zac comes in from a massive far range away. Ashe is rapid fire, winds up getting the double kill. And she does not go down. Yep, I don't think
we didn't see that left. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't think it was intended.
They didn't have it.
I appreciate the ambitiousness.
That Ashe almost killed herself on the bramble vest of Sejuani. She got really low, but that Bork she has was just healing her just enough.
Yeah, great kiting and great healing, though. They really came to her defense and were able to keep her alive. That should be Drake going over.
It's a well-timed zap. Better smite. I still think Baron was the right call.
I agree with you. I think that they definitely had an opportunity to potentially go for that Baron. Especially if they were able to sweep that vision. Or at a bare minimum, at least like trade for top tower or something.
Yeah.
Just get some gold off of the map.
So they just handshaked into another fight. It started okay, but they chased way too far. They chased into Fog of War, and that's never good.
Yeah, honestly, if they once they got the Ashe down to 10% health, 20% health, the Ashe has to either back or she has to take another fight at that 10% health. So you basically can just back off knowing that she's at 10% health and then go immediately either to Drake or to Baron and force them to make a choice whether they want to check into you when their AD carry is only at 10% health.
Yep. Looks like the Ornn items have started coming through. They've Ornn upgraded the Bork, and that so far is the only item that Ornn can upgrade on his team. Bloodthirster coming through for Ashe as well, so she'll be able to kite forever, not take any damage.
Sejuani gets pulled underneath the tower, he gets knocked down to about half health, winds up getting away.
Not just misses. Finally, Jinx is in the side lane, but it's a little too.
Yeah. She's in the side lane, but it's not the side lane she wanted. Gnar does not get up with his Mega. Galio comes in to try and heal for the Sejuani, but the Jinx is down, so this is going to be a lost fight. Ashe is free firing, basically. Galio flashes and Proto Belts away. He might escape with his life, but there's definitely the opportunity to go for Baron right now if they want to.
That's what they're doing. There's two choices here: either shove for inhib, or just get the Baron. Baron is free. The inhib is going to be a fight.
Yeah, with the Sejuani down, I think Baron is definitely the right call. They do still have some waves here with the Galio and Senna. So, yeah, definitely the right call to go for Baron. Jinx potentially could steal it with an ultimate, but they don't have any vision on it.
We'll see if she even tries. She'd have had to have casted it already. It's coming. That's going to be close. No, but it hits the Ashe in front of them.
So, Anarchy Purple now has almost a 14,000 gold lead, and Baron, and 3 Drakes to 1.
And a 6.3k gold lead on AD carry alone.
Yep. And they've got
2 items.
They've got Soul coming up in 2 minutes. So they should be able to get quite a lot of pressure, crack at least 1 inhib, and then retreat back and get Soul.
Every member of Red Team currently has at least a 1k gold lead on their opponent right now. So even fighting 4v5, they're still fighting an item equal. There might even be an item advantage 4v5 for Red Team still. That's how far ahead they are right now.
So at this point, like if I was Blue Team, I would probably be talking about, okay, well, what adjustments can we make for Game 2? So what do you think that they need to do in order to try and prevent the Game 2 from snowballing as hard as this one did?
They clearly need to protect their bot lane more. That's where this game was lost. Their bot lane needs any pressure from the jungle at all. They just straight lost a 2v2. I don't think I saw a single gank bot lane from either jungler.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and that's what the red side bot lane was pushing, basically perma-pushing. So there definitely were opportunities for ganks. And then additionally, in mid-game, this Jinx is getting starved. She's getting 0 farm. You have to, if you draft something like the Jinx, you have to funnel farm onto her into the mid-game. You know, we're almost 30 minutes into the game, and she's only got 113 CS.
Especially when you have 3 tanks like Narset and Galio. Your only damage right now is Jinx, and if she doesn't have money, she's been sitting on that IE for 10 minutes now with nothing else added to it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, it's the amount of value you get per gold is so high on the Jinx compared to anyone else on the team. Sejuani winds up going in. That's a massive ultimate coming out from the Senna, but the Ashes arrive, Lux arrive, Lux comes down. That's 2 kills, 3 kills going over the side of Anarchy Purple. And that should be Inhib Tower going down. Ornn is just tanking the tower. Gnar has come in. He's looking for the Mega Gnar under the tower. Ashe winds up taking the aggro, but she is able to back out before she goes down. That's Inhib going down. Most likely game. That's an ace.
Yep. Only one flash from red side was even forced during that fight, and it was Nautilus, and I believe it was to engage. Otherwise, all the other 4 members of red team all have their flash up. Didn't feel threatened at all.
Yep. That's game 1 going over to the side of Anarchy Purple. So what were your thoughts? I definitely agree with you. I think that the game was kind of won or lost on bot lane, and that Unfinished Business needs to play around their bot lane more. They need to funnel Jinx or funnel farm under the AD carry more. And probably they need to draft something that potentially has a little bit more early game impact in bot lane or in jungle.
Yeah, I kind of want to see their top laner play some kind of tank and open up their mid laner, because their Galio player seems pretty good. But if you open up your mid laner to play an AP threat, and it's not just Jinx, you should have a little bit more freedom, that if one of the 2 falls behind, you should be able to catch back up if the other one's ahead.
I
I
definitely
also
think
want to
that
see
they.
that support probably play either an Enchanter or a tank engage, like a Leona, maybe like a Janna, Nami, something like that, instead of the Senna. I don't think the Senna did anything for them at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that they didn't make very good use of the Senna or the Galio picks. I didn't see that many Galio ultimates to either of the side lanes. He seemed like he stayed in lane quite a lot. But yeah, great job for Anarchy Purple. They played it really, really well. Their Ashe was absolutely massive. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back soon with Game 2. All right, we're back for Game 2, Anarchy Purple versus Unfinished Business. We've got Anarchy Purple's now going to be on blue side. Unfinished Business will be on red side. We don't have the pro drafts. We will talk about the team comps and the matchups. So on blue side, we've got Set, Sejuani, Oriana, Jin, and Sona. And on red side, they've got the Garen, Dr. Mundo, Diana, Caitlyn, and Lux. So Jelly Roll, do you think that they've made the right adjustments on the side of Unfinished Business for this game too?
They're definitely a lot easier to accomplish what they want to do. There's peel this time. There's easier engage. Mundo and Garen just want to run at you. They have another diver in Diana, and then their backline's very clear. I still think I'd rather have the red team draft, or the blue team draft though, the Anarchy Purple's draft. Set, Sejuani, such a great lane. Garen's going to be camped the whole game. I can almost see it. Oriana's so good with it, with tank engagers, just giving him the umbrella over there. Then Jin, Sona, I'm not entirely confident in that bot lane, but with the way they played it last game, with the slight disadvantage in the poke game, I think they might still have the advantage.
Yeah, the one thing that I am a little worried about is Jin tends to struggle into really tanky people like Juggernauts or Vanguards, and So if the Jin doesn't have an advantage going into the mid game, he's going to struggle to be able to get through this Mundo and this Garen. I do like the set pickup though, because the set does have some ability to be able to shred through the Garen and the Dr. Mundo if either one of them gets onto the back line. So I do feel like that the set really does help round out with the Jin pick.
I do also think that since they have Orianna and Sona, who are both heavy AP magic damage, I think the Jin might actually be in luck because they might build more MR than they do armor.
That's true. That's a
because
very
I've played against the Sonas, and if she builds Lich Bane first item, that does a lot of damage. It doesn't matter if you're a tank or not, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, so it looks like we got definitely like much more early game focus coming out on the side of the bot lanes for both teams. You still got scaling junglers and scaling top laners, and then as far as mid lane is concerned, I feel like Diana usually has a better mid game, but Orianna has a better late game.
Orianna's pretty safe throughout the whole game. Diana really just wants to get on top of Orianna, but she has to watch how close to the tower she gets. Because if Orianna hits 6 and gets that big shockwave, it pulls back to the opposite side of the shockwave. So she could be dumped underneath the tower, take some extra shots that she doesn't want.
Yeah, big thing with Diana is that Diana has a lot... Orianna's got better team fighting, but Diana is much better in a skirmish situation or as a split pusher. Anytime she can get on tower, Diana absolutely just shreds towers if she has any alone time with them.
I think the same thing could be said for Orianna, though, in her Clockwork wind-up passive. Auto attack trading with Orianna is actually scary.
Yeah, it doesn't compare to Diana's passive, but I agree with you.
But it's not uncomparable between the two. Still.
True.
It's not the worst matchup I could see in mid lane.
That's all I got. I feel like bot lane's going to be pretty bloody. Mid lane might be a little bit more farm centric. Top lane could be easily swayed by either jungler. I'm ready to get in the game if you are.
Yeah, it's good.
Masaki!
So we did see that Anarchy Purple went for a little bit of an invade in game 1. They did back out because they weren't able to hit any of their CC level 1. I'm curious to see if they're going to try and go for an invade game 2.
It looks like a double fan out.
Yep, looks like double 5-point coming out.
I don't really think either team has crazy level 1 invade unless Deluxe is double binding.
Mm-hmm.
Mundo's just going to start Cleaver or Burning Agony, depending on which one he feels. Again, the Anarchy Purple... Oh no, it's the other jungler. It's the Unfinished Business jungler, warding and then recalling. Swapping the side of the map he's on, too. That might not be this. I wonder if the red side bot lane here will try to protect the leash by hiding in the jungle for a little bit.
Yep. One thing I do see coming out is the Diana did go for the Ignite, which does give her quite a little bit more kill pressure in the early game, but hurts her ability to side lane in mid lane or mid game and late game.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that the Orianna even went TP. I kind of like barrier, heal, ghosts. I don't really like TP that much on Ori. Looks like she is gonna spot out the Mundo.
Interesting. Mundo's going to start Raptors, so he started W on Raptors. But he doesn't really gain anything from that, because usually the reason why you would start Raptors is so that way you don't know where they're leashing, but they know exactly where he is, so they actually don't gain much.
He took a lot of damage on those Raptors, too.
Yeah, typically W start on Mundo, I don't like it at all.
I don't either.
I tend to like to start with the single target camps.
Does get you through one of the more annoying camps. So he didn't start Talisman, he started Machete and then started a camp.
Yeah.
That one doesn't make sense to me.
Yep, that's a great catch. I completely agree with you. It doesn't make sense at all. If you're going to start Raptors...
He already has to recall. Look where he is. He can't clear his Krugs.
Yep.
He can't actually buy anything. He bought by a pink word, I think. What kind of gold he's got? He's got almost 300. He might wait for boots.
Nope, he goes for 2 pink wards. Okay, all right. Yeah, you're definitely right. I feel like there's definitely a disconnect on his jungle item choice compared with which camps he went for. If you're going to start off with the Raptors, you definitely want to start with that Talisman.
Yep. You can do that on Kane, you can do that on Mundo. There's a couple of other champs that you like starting the Raptors on. It's just a leashless start, but you always want Talisman in that case.
Yep.
This Garen is being bullied a lot more than I thought he would be in top lane. This is typically what I like playing into set. I know a lot of people say that set is a counter to Garen, but I really like Garen in this set. There's just nothing you just have to wait to the right time to use your Q. Because you can use the movement speed to get out of the W of set, you can use it to get out of the face breaker.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage going down. He flashes the W.
I don't think he won't die for it.
But Sejuani's here. Minion Wave is almost dead. Looks like Sejuani's just going to recall. Passive healing kicking in for both top laners.
Though Garen's has been nerfed since I have last done this matchup.
So even though Mundo got a really bad start, he actually has a CS advantage on the Sejuani right now.
The Sejuani went to invade, so she hasn't actually cleared her bottom side jungle at all, other than the red buff. She went red straight to blue side. Ooh. Lux is gone in the lane, so now this Caitlyn can't be in it.
Yep.
Like
bit of a, Mundo comes in mid lane, winds up getting the Q down. This is the second one. Sejuani comes in, needs 2 more auto attacks, proper passive. And so far, this game has been a little bit less aggro, it feels like. He's not going to be able to clear up. He has this smite. He still is going to be really...
He still isn't going to be able to clear it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and that's first blood going on for the set. Onto the Garen.
The way that lane was going, that was only bound to happen.
Yep.
The spot lane isn't going as bad for unfinished business as it was last. They have a little bit more pressure, but they are still down in CS.
Yep.
Their jungler does now have the advantage, unlike last.
So the Diana wants to try and keep the Orianna in lane as long as she can. The Orianna is basically out of mana.
That is double sums out of the Caitlyn after the Deadly Flourish was shot wide.
Yep. Whoop, that's a flash forward from the Sona, and that's Knight going down.
That shouldn't kill. Because the
barely survives. But that's going to force the Caitlyn out of lane.
I think that's the first Deadly Flourish that was shot that was actually in line to hit Caitlyn and was blocked by Lux this time. Oh, missed the cannon. Feels bad. Oh, double missed cannon. Even that is so painful. Just missed the cannon.
That root lands, forces the flash out of the Lux. And again,
once again, this early game wasn't going as bad for unfinished business. Caster Curse, it is now going horribly for unfinished business.
Yep. Yeah, I think the Jhin almost has enough to get his BF sword.
And Caitlyn got a Kerchi shard.
Yep. Definitely not the trade you want.
I don't like that item at all. I don't even like building it. I don't think it's a good item. What does it give? What? Like 15 attack speed and an energized attack. I don't see the value in purchasing that by itself. Because that's what, 800 gold, yeah?
Yeah, roughly.
She could have bought attack speed greaves or berserker greaves, and that's actually one of the most gold efficient AD carry items in the entire game.
That's true. So Garen is being forced to back under tower again.
Yeah, it's because Set has his ult. And now he's put himself to where he'd be ulted out of tower range. If I was Set, I would have just ulted him out of tower range. You easily could have killed him.
Yep, so Set might be a little bit worried, might not know where the Mundo is. Mundo just showed mid lane. So now he might start acting a little bit more aggressive on the next wave.
That's fair, he doesn't have to flash up. Just playing it safe up there in the top lane. He has a massive CS lead already.
Yeah, it does seem like Anarchy Purple is just getting like advantages in every lane, similar to what we saw in Game 1.
Sejuani invading the Mundo on the red there.
So Garen took a lot of minion damage. That's why the Set was almost able to all in him. He auto-attacked the Set, Whoop, Diana's going in. That's her ultimate going down, and the Mundo takes the kill. Oh, there's the ultimate coming down. Winds up getting the kill. Yep.
I feel like he could have done that a minute ago, but better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's a common mistake that a lot of people make, especially in top lane, is if a big wave is crashing into your tower, you don't want to attack the person, because then the minions will all turn on you.
Yep. Weird mechanic with the auto the champion over the tower under tower range, but it is in the game. Diana is currently ultless in this mid lane due to the kill that she just got. I'd almost want to see Sejuani just immediately go and burn the flash of Diana. Can't fight back.
Yeah, it's actually a really good point.
Problem is there's almost no mana on your mid lane here for the Sejuani. Just looks like she's going straight to full clearing.
Yeah, Orianna was not able to get that lost chapter. Whoop, Lux is playing really aggro, gets the double stun into the Jin Snare, and that is a double kill going over.
I'm amazed that Sona was allowed to push that far forward and they stood on top of each other.
Yeah, that definitely was. If they had just turned on the Sona a bit sooner, maybe they could have gotten a kill on her before she got her ultimate off.
They're going to get a blue buff steal for the Ocean Drake and maybe even a gank top lane. Kiting to the Mundo.
Yep, kiting the Mundo. There's the ultimate pop right now. Yep, and that's the set going down.
A little bit early, but it's alright. Still got the kill. Ocean Drake goes over.
So once again, bot lane is a struggling point right now, but at least top lane and mid lane are going a little bit better.
They are going a little bit better, but the CS deficit is still real. There's still a 1.9k gold lead on the blue team right now. That's the dead Orianna.
Ooh, good flash. Gets the double dash.
Oh!
Sejuani ultimate comes in to save her.
Oh, she is so lucky Sedge was there. They traded it for the Rift Herald on Mundo. This Garen is ambitious sitting there, even with Mundo.
Set will use his ultimate. That's a decent amount of damage down. Garen able to avoid the damage from the Haymaker. Flashes over the wall. Sejuani goes over the wall after him, knocks the Garen back over. Flash forward from the set.
Oh, he might. Does he have boots? Oh, he has boots too. Got it.
He's gonna go under the tower for this. Uses the face breaker into the Haymaker.
This Garen is still trying to go the Triforce build into a lane that he is not winning. I would have loved to see Ninja Tabai least on this Garen.
From the Jin.
I just don't think this Garen is building optimally for this lane matchup that he's currently.
No, and I think that
almost have to match boots by just because of the speed chase down you get for it.
yeah, and the Bork buy is going to be much more gold effective for the set. Whoop, that's an ultimate on the Lux, and that is dead.
Max range Sona ult catches the Lux out. So I'm wondering if this Lux was a takeaway from Anarchy Purple, and they put it in the bot lane.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, because they did play the Lux game 1, right?
Yeah, Anarchy Purple did. So I was just wondering, since we don't have the pro drafts, if this was a takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
It's a set here fighting in the middle of everybody, taking no damage. Seems like Randomonium is lagging as we have this fight go down where Set and Orianna take down the Garen. They are now chasing after the Mundo. I don't believe they're going to be able to catch this Mundo. They might try to tower dive. Oh, there's no tower here. They are going to catch
tower. Yep, they already get the first tower. Orianna gets the Q. Whoop, just barely escapes with his life.
And they're going to be pressuring this tier 2 top tower. I just think Anarchy Purple is so far ahead that this Mundo just needs to recall.
exactly.
It is a 6.3k gold lead. It is now more than 6.3k.
Yeah, that's one of those type of things where if you stay, you're gonna die, so you might as well leave.
Yep. Garen was never gonna get that kill, didn't have his ult up. This game is just falling apart for unfinished business, a lot like the first game did. I don't see a whole lot of scaling options on them either this game. I mean, Mundo will become unkillable, but if Set is this far ahead, I think he can just ult Mundo into the enemy team and kill them all.
Yep. Yeah, and the Jhin is enough ahead that even if they itemize towards armor, the Jhin is still going to deal a lot of damage.
The Caitlyn has at least matched the BF sword, so the bot lane AD gap isn't huge right now. But the crit cloak over the Kerchi shard is probably the only time I would take the Kerchi shard for the attack speed.
3v2 bot lane.
They summoned the Rift Herald with no chance of it hitting the tower.
Yeah, I think they were running out of time. They did get it quite a while ago. Up, they're gonna go for a fight though. That's the Sona ultimate onto the 2 on the back. Sona is caught out a little bit, forces the flash. Luck ultimate comes down, misses. Down ultimate does come down, but nobody dies.
Oh, the
Orion on the back wave. 3-man ultimate. Jhin ultimate comes up, gets 2. Lux gets the 3rd.
Now we're in the top
1v1 top lane. Ultimate comes down from the set. That's gonna be Garen going down. And that went up being a 4-for-0. And a Drake gonna go over to the side of Anarchy Purple.
Yeah, this is gonna be Drake number 2, and this game is snowballing out of control for the team I feel like scales better.
Yeah, and that was one of those type of things where it's like, why fight there? Was kind of the question I have. Like, you had to drop the Rift Herald, okay. You're not gonna...
Yeah, if you weren't gonna fight for the Rift Herald when the Rift Herald was there, why would you fight once it's gone?
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't even think Set acknowledges Mundo's here until he gets the tower. He doesn't.
Yeah, that's a 3-level lead for the... Winds up missing the... That... Mid is that under fire. Don't think they're gonna have enough to kill that. Nope.
No, not quite. One more minion wave. I'm looking at the gold now this game. It was just last game the Anarchy Purple ADC was double the gold lead of the other teams. Now both top and AD are double the gold lead. 8,600 in top lane to 44, 62 to 37.5.
Yeah.
It's just not looking good.
The Garen has not completed his Trinity Force yet, and actually the set is almost on pace.
The set's almost Triforce. This is not looking good.
So that might be something to keep an eye on, is does the set get Trinity Force before the Garen does?
The Sejuani still doesn't even have paper bag boots yet. She is very slow, but it doesn't really matter. I think she's actually even gold with, yeah, she's only 300 ahead of the Mundo. But that is enough to be buying those boots.
TP coming in from set on the backside. I think that they see it. Yeah,
they saw it. I'm just kind of curious if Blue is fighting just to fight, because there's nothing to get here. Yeah, they might get mid-tower on 1 HP though.
They're going in. Diana gets a nice ultimate. Flash out from the Orianna. Kills going down. That went up being a 3-for-0 for Anarchy Purple.
I wonder if Anarchy Purple here are just flexing that they're this far ahead, because there is no reason to fight there at all. They burned a TP, they burned a bunch of summoners, a bunch of ults. Yes, they won the fight, but they got the mid tower with 1 HP, where they could have just walked up and autoed it. The Rift Herald is an actual objective, though.
Yeah, I think that what they saw was that Unfinished Business was pushing into the river when they had no business being in the river.
That's fair.
So they said, okay, let's go for it, since they're somewhere where they shouldn't be.
I just don't like expending resources if you don't get something valuable out of it. Like, they could have waited until that Drake was up. It's spawning here in 2 minutes. It is a Cloud Rift again, so it's not the most impactful Rift, but it's definitely going to help you snowball a game.
So Rift Herald goes down, but they wind up abandoning it.
Yeah, they should have brought that bot lane.
They do get the turret though. So
Oh, they got the turret. It was worth it then. I do just still like using the second Rift Herald to try to get the last remaining of the outer towers. And if the outer towers are all gone, the Rift Herald's almost worthless. Like, it takes so much time to get to the Rift Herald that you might as well just be autoing the tower. That's how I feel about second Rift. First Rift Herald is solely for plates. If you get it at 9 minutes and then don't get any plates with it, it was kind of a waste grabbing.
it's going.
This set is just killing everyone. Set and Orianna look like they're gonna 2v4 this this fight here in mid lane. Not getting support from their bot lane.
So that's yeah, that's 4 kills going over.
This Mundo has no business being anywhere near his base.
Nope. Sejuani comes forward. They wind up being the route onto the Mundo. 1 hit away.
Oh! Sedge didn't quite have her flash up. It's almost up. It is now up.
They decide not to take down the inhibitor. They decide to leave it up.
Taking the inhibitor this early is actually bad because you are just funneling free gold to the enemy team this early into the game. So I actually don't mind them not taking the inhibitor right here.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with it too. I'm actually surprised that you typically don't see that at our level.
They might not even have meant to do it. They might have just said, "Oh, Drake's spawning and they're all alive," so they just backed out without taking it. I couldn't tell you if it's intentional or not unless one of them says it is. And even now, they can just say it was after explaining how we did it. That's a Garen ult down. I believe this Garen is now dead. Especially since he's trying to stay under tower.
Jhin, the aggro though, I think it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter.
That's the ultimate from the middle and the
This is just a sad game to watch at this point.
Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of frustration on the other side of unfinished business.
Oh my goodness, Set just finished his Triforce and then full bought a Dead Man's Plate on Repo.
Wow.
He is 2 items ahead of Garen right now. He has 12,000 gold. And that's not even the full gold lead right now for unfinished or for Anarchy Purple. So they could lose Set in a team fight and still have the gold lead.
Yeah, so we get a top.
After 21 minutes, it looks like they're going to start up the Baron, though their jungler is nowhere near them currently. This is just a power move saying, come fight us. I dare you to. It's not going to happen. They might even get this before Sejuani even gets anywhere near it. Nah, they're not quite fast enough. This will be a Baron going over to the blue team, and it should honestly be a quick end from here. Set go top. Everyone else go bottom. Set's TP is just about to be up. As we have lost our play-by-play, I will try to take over from here. Looks like they're going to be pushing mid lane and top, though. Orianna and Sejuani are nowhere to be seen in this mid lane push. They have resets by items. And Set now is looking like he's going to try to 1v5 this tower down. And he's honestly strong enough to do it. He ults to try to escape. Is he just going to try to fight out? He flashes. His team is not... Oh, there's the Orianna teleport. He is now turning to fight. Orianna coming in, and this is going to be a dead Garen. The Mundo is running into blue team, and they are not caring that he's there. Oh, now they're turning around. Alright, this should just be a push-up mid lane. So I'm going to go grab those minions in mid. Nope, Jhin wants to go kill the Caitlyn in top lane. I wonder if he'll be able to do it. The team's come over to help him. So they leave their the set to die, but they go help the Jin claim the free kill. Getting the top inhib sets on the the Nexus towers right now. The directed cam is not being very helpful. They're currently claiming the last Nexus tower, and they're on the Nexus right now, as Red Team can't even leave their base. And that is Anarchy Purple taking the 2-0 in the series.
So congratulations to Anarchy Purple. They did a great job. It felt like they had advantages in pretty much every single lane. Game 1 was all about bot lane. Game 2, top lane just played phenomenal. Top lane had a massive lead. So, great job to Anarchy Purple, and I'm excited to see the rest of their season. You got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, they seem to be much better than the team they just fought. I'm not too sure about the division itself, but I'll definitely have to go look into it after this game to see what kind of competition they'll have for future games.
I believe this puts them tied for first place with Sentinels, so it's going to be really interesting to see that matchup. I'm not sure when they play, but I definitely want to see Sentinels versus Anarchy Purple.
Yeah, for Sentinels, it just looks like you got to shut down their bot and their top, which is really hard as a jungler, because you can't be on both sides of the map at once. Their mid laner seems to just kind of like to scale into the late game and then chase the winning lane down. That their top lane just won his own advantages this game, and that kind of scaled into the bot lane as the jungler had to babysit top to see if he couldn't stop the bleeding. Which for a jungler, if a lane is losing like that, I know it's a team game right now, but ignore the losing lane. Go try to win a different lane. The only thing you're going to do in the losing lane is give over another kill.
Yep.
It's super hard to do, especially if your best friend is the losing lane. Like, I've had my best friend be the losing lane, and I've had to tell him, I can't gank this lane. It's not going to work. I will go get someone else ahead, and then try to bring more ahead people to your lane. That is the best way to deal with someone. Just make sure you make yourself carryable. If you make yourself carryable, even if you're behind, you will still be able to get yourself back in the game.
Wise words. We're going to take a break, and we'll see if we have any more matches after this.
Yep.
Oh, so this is the last match. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
I'm Randomonium with my co-caster Jelly Roll, and